Depo.Ua. Тільки Україна.
Personally, I do not believe that Ukrainian citizens by majority will vote 5 years after Euromaidan and so also almost 5 years after annexation of Crimea and the beginning of the war, the Putin's war against Ukraine, for a pro-Russian candidate in the presidential election. I think the experience with Putin's puppet Yanukovych was tough and awful enough for Ukraine. And I think Ukrainians will vote in favor of what they have pushed through while fighting on Maidan in 2013-14 and while defending their country against Russian aggression. They will fight for a candidate who stands, or they will decide, let's say they will decide for a candidate which stands for reforms, for the fight against corruption. And I think so. Based on the experiences of Ukrainian elections, I saw that Ukrainians always liked to make their choice. And the best thing so far I can see from Brussels looking to Kiev, there will be a choice and there will be free elections. So I think for successful elections, the first thing to guarantee is to organize a fair and a good campaign in which the candidates really address the citizens and speak honestly about their programs and their plans for the future of Ukraine. And yes, there will be propaganda, Russian propaganda. There might be real cyber attacks. And for Ukraine and for the European Union, it's very important to not allow to Russia and the Kremlin to interfere like they might want to interfere in those elections. For EU, for example, is also a very good situation to learn how to protect ourselves in our elections against those threats from Russia. So recently there were new sanctions decided by the EU related to the Skripal case, so the murder attempt with poison in United Kingdom, and so the decision to agree on new sanctions says that the EU relies more and more on these sanctions and also the different sets of sanctions we have available. We have economic sanctions on the one side and we have personalized sanctions on the other side. Recently I saw that in the Council of Europe, in the Parliamentary Assembly, there was a vote in favor of introducing a Magnitsky Act. So Magnitsky sanctions, possibility of Magnitsky sanctions in all EU states and all member states of the Council of Europe. I personally would be very much in favor that France and Germany, as they discussed, send ships to check the situation at the Kerch Strait. And I asked immediately after this terrible warlike situation in the Sea of Azov, in the Kerch Strait, I asked to have a better presence of EU Navy. There's no EU Navy, but EU States Navy in the whole Black Sea region to guarantee stability for Ukraine and all other states around the Black Sea. I'm also of the opinion that the OSCE Special Monitoring Mission's mandate should be extended to the Sea of Azov, because we need, so on the one hand, to protect Ukrainian interests and to keep the strait open, but on the other end, also we need our eyes in the region.